Hola mis amigos, ¿cómo están? Espero que estén súper bien. Soy Kyle y les traigo inglés real y comprensible para ayudarles con su inglés 3 veces cada semana. Lunes, miércoles y viernes les traigo el contenido que van a necesitar para mejorar su nivel de inglés. And today we're going to practice our English in a fun way. I am going to show you guys some memes, MEMES, okay? And explain to you guys what they mean, why they are funny, okay? I think you guys will like these memes. I think you will be able to relate, okay? Because these memes are about a topic that you and we have in common, okay? These memes are about being bilingual, okay? You guys are bilingual, I'm bilingual, so I think we will both understand these memes, okay? So first, this one. Yes, English can be weird. It can be understood through tough, thorough thought, though. A lot of you guys have said that you've had trouble with the words though, tough, thorough, thought, okay? And to a Spanish speaker who hasn't learned English yet, they look like the same word, okay? That's why it's funny. And yes, in English there are a lot of words like this that look and sound exactly the same to you guys when you're learning them, and this can be quite difficult. But this is because English is kind of a mix of a lot of languages. English came from German, French, okay? A lot of Latin too, and kind of mixed together, so that's why there's a lot of super strange words in this language. Keep going, guys. You will get there. This one is really funny. When you pronounce the ñ in jalapeno. So now he thinks he's Mr. Worldwide, okay? He thinks he's super cultured and he's speaking Spanish now, okay? You guys are like, well, obviously you pronounce the ñ, that's the word, jalapeno. But here in the US, a lot of people who have no idea about other languages, they'll say jalapeno, okay? They completely pronounce it wrong. So this guy, he's probably going into a restaurant and saying, with jalapeno, and he's thinking, yeah, I spoke Spanish. Okay, that's why it's pretty funny. I like this meme. And in my mind, whenever I hear somebody say jalapeno or something like that, in my mind I'm like, oh no. Why? Say it right. Okay guys, warning. This one is a little bit mature, okay? This one is a little bit mature. But when I saw it, I laughed a little bit, so I figured I have to add it. Okay, so this one says, I am learning Russian so I can trade recipes with my babushka. And now I believe babushka means grandma in Russian. So the woman is learning to speak Russian so she can communicate with family members, share recetas, okay? A good, noble reason to learn a language. Second person, the man, he says, I'm learning Spanish so that I can communicate better with my coworkers. Great, man. Awesome. That's a great reason to learn a language, right? To be able to communicate, platicar, compartir cultura, okay? Awesome. Excellent. Now the last one, he says, I am learning Thai so that I can go to Thailand for a thing. Okay. If you guys do not know, I'm sure you know, alright? But Thailand is conocido por prostitución, for prostitution, and just perverted, nasty things, okay? So this last guy, he's trying to learn his language so that he can go and do weird stuff in Thailand, okay? So it's just a funny meme. The first two people are trying to learn another language for good reasons, and the last guy is trying to learn a language so he can go and do maybe not so good things. But we all have a reason we want to learn languages, and who am I to judge, right? This one, I understand, okay? I understand, and maybe you guys get this one too. So it says, when I share memes about languages, my bilingual friends, the rest of my friends, okay? Now I've shared a couple of memes in Spanish, and maybe like 2 or 3 of my Mexican friends will like it with laughing faces, okay? But I just think that's super funny because nobody else understands it except for just a couple of my friends. But If they like it, vale la pena. It was worth it. Okay, this next one I have seen. It does happen to me sometimes, and I've noticed it in a lot of my conversations with people who speak 2, 3, 4 languages. Okay, this happens a lot because no matter how smart you are, your brain gets a little confused sometimes. So when you're bilingual and you keep forgetting words in both languages, and then it says cries in Spanish. So this happens a lot. Yeah, sometimes you'll be speaking Spanish and then you can't think of a word, so you try to say it in English, and then you're like, wait, I can't find the word in English either. What's going on here? How do I even say this word? And I think it's because when you speak more than one language, your vocabulary is twice as big, 3 times as big as a normal person's. That's a lot of information in your brain, and sometimes your brain could be a little confused. So, happens to the best of us, guys. Tell me down below if this one has ever happened to you. Okay, this one's cool. If you can't think of a word, just say, I forget the English word for it. That way people will think that you are bilingual instead of an idiot. So that's just a funny joke saying, if you can't think of a word, you say, oh man, I forget the English word for it. And then they will think, oh wow, you're super smart. And they will not think, oh, you're just a dummy who forgets words. I haven't used this one. Because that's kind of, no sé, mírame, hablo otros idiomas. Okay, cool. Okay, this is kind of like the one with the girl who cried in Spanish. Being bilingual means slowly forgetting your first language and still mispronouncing everything in the second one. So there's one word in particular that has given me so much trouble because I've listened and I've read about it in Spanish and English, and now I can't say it in either one of the languages, okay? So, visualizing. And in Spanish, visualización. Qué horror esta palabra. So I was practicing and I got to where I could say it in Spanish, and then I couldn't say it in English. So this is the one word I found that just gives me trouble, and once I worked on it in Spanish, it started giving me trouble in English. Visualización. This one is pretty cool. When someone makes fun of your foreign accent, but you are multilingual. It says, you know what? Va te faire foutre, pendejo. And in French, va te faire foutre, that means F yourself in English. So this one's funny because people who only speak one language are making fun of you because in their language you have a little bit of an accent, but really you know so many more words than them because you speak more than one language. So that's why I always say never make fun of somebody with an accent, because that person knows a lot of words and they're trying their best. This one is hilarious. I see this one all the time, okay? So 45-year-old white ladies in Mexican restaurants, after saying gracias to the waiter, she's so proud of herself, okay? This one is hilarious. It's hilarious because people will say 1 or 2 words in Spanish. They'll go to a Mexican restaurant and say hola, gracias, okay? And they're thinking, yeah, I speak Spanish. I'm speaking Spanish, okay? But I kind of think it's a little bit insulting if you don't really speak the language. Just speak English, because that person probably worked really hard to learn English. I never start a conversation speaking in Spanish with somebody who's bilingual. The only reason I would ever do it is if I saw that they were struggling looking for a word. I would say, hey, hablo español, si estás más cómodo hablando en español, todo bien. Something like that, to be polite and kind to them. But I never assume that they can't speak English. I never start out with Spanish because I know that they worked hard for their English. So they're here and they're speaking English, I'm going to speak English with them. Unless I see that they're having trouble and it's difficult for them, then I'll help them out. And the last one, we have ex-presidente Trump. My friend teasing me for not being bilingual. Me, who speaks English, American, Australian, and Canadian. In Australia, Canada, England, and America, they speak English. Alright guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this video about memes. I hope it made you smile, maybe made your day a little bit better. I hope you got some good English input. I am very proud of you guys for being bilingual. I'm very proud of those of you who have been watching my videos for a long time, improving and improving. You guys are doing so great, and it is my honor to share my first language with you guys. Como siempre, muchísimas gracias por ver. Nos vemos pronto.